And we saw also Yosef Lavron. You know who he is? He was our neighbor. He used to live here. He was an activist when Zahut started, and he was French born. He went to the yeshiva here, and I don't know where he lives now, but he was serving in Gaza for quite a while. Very patriotic fellow, and he got his call up again. They released him, and then they asked him to go back, and he wrote a very public, well written letter saying now he's refusing. He's a conscientious objector. Feiglin publicized this, and saying that because I want to win, I don't want to put my life on the line just to back, just to retreat again. And Feiglin pointed out the Kaplan people who are bad. What they say? They're refusing orders, not because what the orders are. Maybe the orders are good, but it's because of a political reason. They don't like the commanders. They don't like the political echelon. And Yosef Lavron's the opposite. He doesn't care about who the politicians who are sending him. He cares about the orders, and the orders being given are immoral. We talk about, at least the spin is most moral army in the world, as Dr. England, Rabbi Dr. England has pointed out. It's moral according to this weird Germanic, Christian, Western, liberal standard. We're the only army that holds this crazy standard that they call morality, which is not. And all the other armies fail. And then we're yelled at for not having them, an immoral army. But by their standards, it is the most moral army. But that's far from the Torah truth. The truth is the Israeli army is therefore the most immoral army in the world. Why? Because, like we said, when a Russian army fights, it fights to win. And it wants to destroy its enemy. It has clear goals. And it treats the enemy worse than its own people. And so to the Americans. Well, yeah, but still, that's, you got to win. Yeah, that's what war is. Yeah, you got to win. The enemy. Okay, well, yeah, the problem is they're not winning. But you know what their goal is. Yeah, okay, but what are you going to do? At least if Am Yisrael would at least have a smidgen, pick your foreign army. I wish the Israeli army would fight like one of those armies. Take a little tactical advantage. Okay, but at least they should try. Okay. The only way, by the way, the way Am Yisrael wins a war is by what? What's the only guarantee? What's the only way for an Am Yisrael to win a war? By following Hashem, keeping Hashem's will. We don't really fight. Like Steve says, yeah, we have to pick up guns and things like that and actually do the physical labor. But whether or not we'll succeed is depending on our how well we're doing with God. Right? He grants us victory, and he could make us fall in defeat. Between us and God. So you want to observe the Torah. By the way, it's certainly against the Torah to risk your own soldiers' lives for the sake of so-called innocent civilians. And there's other things we discussed now. Okay. So that I think that really, truth be told, we need an alternative to the IDF. As people said, we need an alternative. We need a way to keep the mitzvah of Milchemes mitzvah properly. Just like we need an alternative to Zionism. We need a hardcore alternative to Zionism. Like Boris said, post-Kahanism. We need to keep the Torah properly, running our state, running our society. And that involves an army and all sorts of things. And a complete overhaul. That's what needs to be done.